Good evening, Rescue Enjoyers. I have dinner right, 'cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Yes, just 2 days ago, all of these skins rotated into Rustor, and basically, in this video, we're going to look at all of their sales progress and figure out, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that we need to be aware of? So sit back and relax, I'm going to start yapping. So of course, many of you should be well aware of by now, with every brand new Rustor rotation, 24 hours later, I'll go to SCM.app, take a screenshot of the sales, and I'll tweet it out. Which, of course, you can see here is my Twitter, and here's the first 24 hours of sales. Wow. So, yeah, Neon Small Food Storage, 18,000 plus subscribers. That's ridiculous. Surely that's an absurd amount. But if we make a comparison to the previous week, Small Fuel did over 20,000 last week, didn't it? So I was wrong. When I initially saw that, I was under the assumption, all right, looks like we're getting a collection of these small boxes now for Neon Storage Collection. I reckon the second one will sell better because people are now expecting an actual collection to appear. Nope, I was wrong. Well, to a point, you know, it's still an absurd amount of sales. It's just not as much as what we saw the previous week. So that's definitely going to be something we'll be discussing a little bit later because, of course, I need to talk about the other skins as well. So looking at the sales for all of these other skins here, it's not ridiculous. Like, compared to the previous week, you saw how we had the likes of Training Jacket and Ramen Garage Door. They also did very nice sales after the first 24 hours. And by the end of their tenure in the Rust Store, they reached quite high sales, didn't they? So we'll take a look at those a little bit later, won't we? But basically, looking at the state of some of these, it has calmed down compared to the previous week, but we can still get a good idea where these skins might end up at, you know, trying to get a rough idea of what their total subscriber counts will be by next Thursday. Looking at the likes of Black Diamond Thompson here, 6,600 subscribers. I go over to here, is there anything that relates to that? Sweet Dreams AK-47, 6,600 subscribers almost. That did about 15 to 16,000 sales in total, or subscriber count. So we get a good idea where that potentially might reach. So, cool. All right. And looking at all of these other skins, it is a bit calm. It's lower, but that's fine. All right. So, looking at all of that, let's now take a look at what the first 48 hours of sales look like. And it's over here. So I just got to get this point across. I am recording a little bit later after 48 hours, but I did load up the scmm.app website here at 48 hours. So get a good look at the sales there. Neon Small Food Storage there with just under 25,000 subscribers. And look at all the other skins there. Because now I'm going to hop over to here and look at what it looks like when we look at the current sales, like right now. So, Neon Small Food Storage currently sitting there with just over 26,000 subscribers. Why don't we start properly talking about this and start making some nice comparisons to the previous week? So, if I quickly go over to here and take a look at last week's 48 hours of sales, I can remind all of you that that's what the fuel storage looked like. Again, I have to point out, this was recorded a little bit later after 48 hours, but kind of in the same position. So that has, or rather back then at that point, it had 28,772 subscribers. I'll now go back over to here and I'll point out that we're only at 26,082. Okay, cool. Point I'm trying to get across is we are still getting lots and lots of sales for that small box skin right there. And you know what? I reckon the reason why it's selling just a little bit less is because it's a copy of the large box that we've already got. So if you take a look at all the Neon Storage skins that we have here, one of the earliest ones to be accepted was Food Storage. We technically already have a Neon Food Storage. But regardless, it doesn't matter. We saw that being accepted, a continuation of what appears to be a little sub-collection within this whole thing, a sub-collection of small boxes. The fact that we got another one accepted just perfectly helped out the small fuel storage over here. So when the food storage was accepted this past Thursday, this spiked into, well, it clearly spiked in demand, spiked in price, but that actually reached to a point of about $4. And then it dropped off a fair bit because please understand this, loads of people bought that skin. Let's just quickly remind ourselves from the previous week. So if I go over to here, that reached 46,497 subscribers. Why am I only focusing on subscribers? Because that's always definitive and correct. That means at least 46,497 individual people bought that skin. Now, how many did they buy? We don't know, unfortunately. Maybe some people just bought one. Maybe some people bought 10. Maybe some people bought 100. But we don't know that. But we know that's the absolute bare minimum sales. Let me put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised if that did 60,000 plus sales. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So, what I'm saying is, regardless, It doesn't matter whatever neon small box skin we get, we're just going to keep up the momentum. It's still going strong. And that doubled in price. So currently it's doubled in price. However, with it selling so much, we're going to get a lot of listings when, people are able to do so. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning every day. Everyone who bought this, if someone bought their skin on Sunday, then, well, they'll be able to jump in and sell theirs when we roll in from, 1 o'clock in the morning, Saturday into Sunday morning, and then you'll be able to see a lot more with the next day, so Sunday morning going into Monday morning. You get the idea. Okay, cool. I meant Sunday night going to Monday morning. Sorry about that. But yeah, you get the idea. So when everybody is able to list theirs in the Steam market, which will most likely probably be around next Thursday, you'll get a much better idea of where that's going to probably settle at. But as of now, it's sitting there at double the price it sold for, $3. If that's going to be where it sits, I don't think people are going to be complaining. But you do have to take this into consideration. You probably want to sell these during the summer. So let's just quickly remind all of you about last year. So, with the likes of summer last year, we had a very nice increase in player count. Kids out of school, what are they going to do? Well, during their summer vacations, are they going to go outside? No, they're going to jump in and play Rust. That's the expectation. So basically, over the course of June and July, we're expecting some very nice increase in player counts. What with the very interesting things being mentioned in the likes of the commits, lots of quality of life changes and whatnot, there's going to be a lot of curious people wanting to jump in for the June Force wipe next week. All right? So, yeah, looking at the state of that, we're under the impression that, well, you're going to probably see a lot of demand for skins. More people playing equals more demand for skins. And last year, that's exactly what happened. That led to skin prices going ever so up in price, ever so nice. But afterwards, we rolled into the likes of September, October, November. The kids went back to school. So when it drops in player count quite dramatically, what of course happens is the value of skins goes down because the demand goes down, less people around. So if you should be well aware, in North America, summer vacation has started, kids are at school, they got pocket money, they're going to jump in, they're going to want to buy very nice cool-looking skins. But of course they do go back eventually, so you might want to sell your skins before September appears. And that of course implies that you probably need to sell those, I don't want to say sooner rather than later, but within 2 months. Because, and this is also the problem of not fully knowing how many of these are we going to actually end up with. Initially, I thought we'd probably see between 6 to 10 of these small boxes. We're currently 2 in. It could easily just stop now. I'm just saying, it could. It's up to Facepunch if they want to keep accepting these. And in your head, you're probably thinking, but they're making so many sales. They're making a lot of money. True, but they've had plenty of times in the past where they could have picked some skins that would have easily printed tons and tons and tons of money, but they didn't. So enjoy this while you can, because the very second we don't get an immediate acceptance afterwards is it's going to be a problem. Now you're going to sit there and say, is the skin creator definitely going to continue this? I'm pretty sure he's going to keep wanting to try and continue this. Did you see all the sales he got last week? Of course. Now, Mr. Duck, the skin creator, he's got plenty of ideas to pick from. Loads of comments on his workshop pages and whatnot, plus from me as well. Think of all the possible ideas he could do. Diving gear, farming, what else could you do? Heads. Collecting heads for trophies, that's a nice thing that we have now. What else could you have? You could probably do fishing. We're getting some changes to fishing with June Force Wipe, so there's still plenty of ideas that he can work with, and I look forward to that. Personally, I would like to see the likes of the card storage being accepted. What do you mean? Scroll down, you'll see that in the past we had quite a lot of very interesting things being produced in the past. You might not notice this, but all of these neon storages are numbered. And the final large box skin to be accepted was electric. That's number 18. Fuel storage is labelled as number 20. What happened to 19? Card storage was 19. So I hope that gets accepted. I hope that gets resubmitted. We'll have to wait and see. All you can do is keep an eye on the workshop. So over the course of the weekend and as a Monday, I'm pretty sure Duck will be submitting or resubmitting another neon small box skin. Whatever it'll be, it doesn't matter. If it gets accepted, the momentum stays strong. The values of these skins shall be nice, better. But yeah, prices might seem very nice at the moment. Could they go higher? We've got to wait and see. But when we get a third one accepted, I think in many people's heads, it will probably be clear that we're getting probably a nice batch of them. But I can't help but assume it'll probably finish between 6 to 10. That's just a solid guess. Maybe we go until the end of the year. Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't work for Face Punch. I just look at things and I try and figure out trends and I try and figure out what could be happening. I can't fully figure out their choices for skins most weeks. Anyway, with that, things are looking optimistic. We could be optimistic. So, yeah, things are looking pretty alright. So, yeah, whatever happens, happens. So, as long as we see more, can't complain. So, if you're looking at that and thinking, oh, should I buy some? No. That's abnormal, right? All of these skins this week, except the Furnace, are abnormal. That means they're going to appear at an earlier time, Wednesday night, going into Thursday morning. If you still don't fully understand abnormals, please consider going to my YouTube. Please consider watching the most recent Rust Skin Abnormal Barders video, May 30, 2024. Yes, it's now long, but if you were to look in the description of that video, you'll see there's loads of chapters on display. Just listen to me during the first 10 minutes, understand how we're trying to figure out at that point on Wednesday nights how much we might want to offer for all the skins, and then you could just skip ahead, go down to the Bilders chapter. You'll actually see us do the actual Bilders the very second those skins become marketable on the Steam market. We're trying to be the fastest people to put down a Bilder with our Bilder prices, because of course if we could pick these skins up for a much cheaper price, we can sell them for a much better profit. Understood? Cool. So out of all of the skins that we see here, only the Furnace this week is not abnormal. So we can use that to our advantage. We can put our Bilders down on the likes of that storage there, and we can figure out if we want to jump in and actually make a purchase, because we'll be able to see all the other people that made a Bilder and see how high up the money goes in terms of the highest Bilder. Understood? We did that literally the previous week with all of these skins here, and a lot of these skins here, well, they turned out to be pretty interesting looking investments. We did make some purchases, and right now it's still looking very strong. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh. We'll be talking more in regards to expectations for next week. So with that, that's cool. Let's hope to see a continuation appear. Let's hope to see it being accepted. June Force Wipers next week. Lots of interesting things could be picked. It's up to Face Punch, and, well, we're gonna wait and see what happens with that. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next skin. Let's start discussing the Volcanic Furnace. So this is developing into a bit of a collection. With the Furnace being accepted, the rock skin did go up in price. But honestly, for this Furnace in particular, whilst it looks very nice, and I'm quite surprised to see that it's selling quite a lot. Not to hate or anything. I mean, I can understand molten lava, Furnace. Oh yeah, that'll surely cook my stuff a lot faster. It doesn't. It's all cosmetic. Okay, cool. But yeah, it's done 13,000 sales so far. Where will that end up at? Well, at the current rate, maybe it'll probably reach up to about 20,000 maybe, at best 20,000 subscribers, but that's not abnormal, and this is a problem. At best we can look at it on Wednesday, look at how many sales it had by then, and then make a decision in regards to what we want to offer for it, because yeah, maybe you just want to stick with doing a Barter, but you will only be able to do a Barter on that when the Rust rotates next week. So, yeah. I'm going to sit here and say, and I've said it in the past, I'm not super confident with Furnace skins. Just take a look at the past 2 years and you'll understand. Look at all the Furnaces from last year, for example. How many of them are currently in the positive? Only 2. Abyss Furnace and Neon Vibes Furnace. How about the year before that? There's only 1. Yeah. So Furnace skins just don't seem to do a very good job in retaining their value. And out of all the skins that we've had accepted so far this year, I'm very surprised to see Polished Obsidian is doing good. Not to sound mean, I just don't know. I don't fully get it. It's got incredibly low listings. The listing prices are up to $4.30. The Barders have climbed up because of that. And it's just been trending up ever so nicely ever since it became available. I think that was probably just due to a sheer lack of sales. But if I go back over to here, that did like 10,000. That's not too bad. I don't know. I don't have a solid idea for that one. Anyway. They tend to be very unreliable investments. However, if we do see a collection continuation, more specifically, I'd say specifically for that deplorable collection, well, I mean deplorable skin being submitted and it develops into a deplorable collection, yeah, that'll work out alright. It would be expected with more deplorable skins being accepted, it should cause that to spike in demand, spike in price. Yes, the rock did go up a fair bit, but I'm kind of surprised by that, and let me sit here and tell you this. If we see, let me close that. If we see the likes of this Furnace skin, the people that made the Furnace skin, if we see K Vladimir and Hello produce a volcanic weapon or tool skin this weekend, I am not feeling confident in that. Even if we saw the likes of the weapon and the tool skin, I don't think it's going to help out the Furnace. I honestly believe it's just only going to be deplorables. That's based on trends I've seen in the past. So we'll have to wait and see, but by default, I don't think that's going to retain its price. I do worry for it. but that's Furnace skins in general, I'm afraid. So it's probably not too hard to comprehend based on what I just showed you a minute ago. So yeah, cool. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to look at that on Wednesday and make a decision, because that does look like it's selling quite a lot, and I don't think that's going to be very helpful for it when it's trying to retain its value in the future. So we'll see how that turns out, but I'm going to wait until Wednesday. I'm just going to sit here and say, not feeling very optimistic with that. So let's move on. Let's discuss the likes of the Watcher of Doom garage door. Same thing applies. This is developing into a collection. We have 2 skins accepted so far. If we were to see another deplorable skin being produced and accepted, all the better for it. So let's just get a quick look at the likes of this garage door here. Looking very nice. And of course, with the likes of that image there, you can clearly see what it's trying to reference. It's like some sort of mountain. Wow. So yeah, we've got Sauron's Eye on the likes of this garage door, selling at $3 a piece. Probably a bit high, and yet still 12,000 subscribers already. So, here's the problem. It's selling at a higher price, it's selling quite a lot, and it's probably going to reach up maybe to around just short of 20,000 subscribers, potentially, by next Thursday. So, with the state of that, I've also got to question, will it even get another acceptance? I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if Falco and Alloy do produce another Watcher of Doom skin. It's just a matter of will it actually be accepted. So far this year, I've seen many brand new deplorable collections being produced, but in many instances, it stops after 2 or 3 acceptances. And that ain't good. That ain't good. So, yeah, I do worry for that. And also, it's a garage door. What's wrong with garage doors, Hedge? We get a lot of very cool looking garage doors. Like, let me also point this out. This is doing very nice sales when we literally just had the previous week, Ramen garage door and the MP Lowell garage door being given away for free. Yeah. So, I'm surprised. Let me put it that way, yeah. Now, I have to point this out. There is going to be a Spanish Twitch event taking place in about 10 days' time. Actually, just over a week. Yep. And we're probably going to see a garage door. I'm not saying there's definitely going to be a garage door. I don't know all the skins yet. And I will show some of them off a little bit later. But don't be surprised if we potentially see a garage door. Yep. And don't be surprised if we see some very cool looking garage door skins being produced in future Rust doors. Don't be surprised. It's inevitable. Last year, the amount of garage doors we had was 27. The year before that, 28. So just to remind all of you, we do get a lot of very cool, very unique, very cool, stylish looking garage doors that will roll out throughout the rest of the year. And, well, you have a lot to compare to. So at $3, right, out of everything I just saw there, that would probably buy most of the skins that we just saw there, all right? Because on average, a garage door sells for $1.49, or by default, I should say. So, yeah, we've got to kind of take that into consideration. That's looking like it's going to reach up to about 20,000 subscribers. We can quickly look at this, comparing it to compare this to all the other garage doors so far based on its current sales, and you'll probably get a very solid idea that that probably might be in the upper bracket. So high subscribers, it's already halfway. It's still the Rust door for another 5 days. Oh dear. So it's a question of, will Falco and will Mr. Alloy definitely produce a continuation? Gotta keep an eye on the workshop for that, don't we? Will it actually be accepted by Face Punch? We have no idea. And yeah, that's all we can really do. That's all we can really do. And I will sit here and say this. Alloy and Falco, they made what did they make before? What was it called? It was called it was another deplorable collection. Let me just put it that way. Let's go to Alloy. Let's go take a look at his workshop skins. I only want to see your Rust skins. There you go. That's a quick way of looking at everybody's submissions. And there you go, Punk Jack. They only had 2 Punk Jack skins being accepted, if you can remember. That stopped after 2. Oh, look. We're at 2. Oh, dear. So, yeah. Don't be surprised if it stops here. And if that happens, I don't have a lot of faith in it. So, yeah, it's abnormal. You know, we can look at that on Wednesday. We can discuss prices to offer for it and whatnot, but I'm not feeling confident, I'm afraid. Garage doors, they can easily go down pretty badly. And with that currently selling at $3, yeah. Case in point, we'll probably see more Twitch drops. We'll probably see more skins being produced that look very cool in the future as well. A lot of attention can be taken away from that, and it can easily suffer because of it. So, yeah. I am going to leave that for now. I'm going to discuss that more on Wednesday. So let's move on to the next skin. Black Diamond Thompson. So the Black Diamond collection, of course, progressed, but it's a weapon-only collection. By default, This is what we expected, but it's not all down terribly. You know, that's only down by 11%. That's down by 23. That's down by 19. That's fine. You know, most AK-47s go down to about 50% down. Most LR300s, some have gone pretty badly, but with the update we had, you know, for the beginning of May, quite a decent amount of these actually went back up into the positive. This, unfortunately, did not retain its price when it went up to $5 at one point. It did go back down, but it's not like down terribly, you know. If we never got that update for LR300s, that probably would have gone down to about $1, and I wouldn't have been surprised. But no, still sitting at $3. That's cool. And then we got the custom SMG, custom SMGs, gun demand, So, yeah, even then, it's only down by like 50 cents from its rust ore price. That's not too bad. Let's talk about Thompson's, though. That Thompson in particular. 9,800 subscribers at the moment. 10,000 if you just want to generalise. Looking at the state of that, and also reminding myself, after the 24 hours of sales, that AK was very similar to the Thompson. That ended up with 15,500 subscribers. So if that's going to be where this ends up at, let's look at all the Thompsons we've had so far this year. Okay, so that one did about the same. That's currently down by 5%, not too bad. Mostly white, pretty interesting. This is pretty much all black. That's interesting, because we do have some comparisons we can remind ourselves of. So in the past, we've had the likes of No Mercy Thompson, which is mostly white. That worked out very nicely. With the Blackout Thompson over here, almost $7. That's pretty interesting, but they're also part of like well-established, very in-demand collections. This right here, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a newer collection. And they do look good. I've got to show you this. Like, in-game, I've seen this for myself. It does look very nice, sleek and stylish. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people do appreciate them. It's just, you know, the price, that's an issue. Will it actually retain it? That's an issue. And I'll be honest with you, kind of wouldn't be surprised that this does go below its rust ore price at some point. We have had quite a lot of Thompsons come out, and unfortunately, they do go down by pretty bad amounts, yeah. It's a bit, it's very 50-50. That's probably the best answer I can give to you. Now, in the past, where we've had some interesting looking, very dark, or of course, straight up black Thompsons, they've ended up in the positive ever so nicely. So maybe that will just be perfectly fine. Looking at that, if it's going to do about 15,000 subscribers, and if I just quickly remind myself, you know, if you could just do this real quickly, high subscriber counts, there we are. Well, in that current position, it looks like it will surpass the Pirate Thompson, but it'll probably be just short of that. No. What am I talking about? The Blackout. Yeah, okay. That did 47,000 subscribers. Of course it's going to be below that. Yeah, that actually might work out quite alright. It might, but it doesn't have like a red aim sight, just a black one. But then again, you know, that's not terrible. Default aim sight is still perfectly fine in pretty much every single environment. Okay, that's actually got me questioning. Maybe it's not going to be too bad for that. Maybe it does work out alright, but that might take a while. That might take quite some time for it to be very comfortably in a nice positive position. And of course, we don't really have too much time, because after the summer, it's the autumn-fall seasonal dip. September, October, November, prices are expected to go down. Alright, I'll probably make a big fuss about that a little bit later. So, that right there, you know what? The buy orders on Wednesday are going to be interesting. I'm going to see if that looks strong. I might want to buy some, because all the black ones have actually worked out very nicely. And that right there, of course, is black as well. Nice, sleek, black-looking design. Alright, we'll leave it at that, alright? We'll leave it at that. It looks like it's going to do a fairly reasonable amount of sales. It's just Thompson's, ever since they had that change with the aim cone, it's been awkward. Yeah, they're not as reliable as they used to be, so sales look like it's going to be okay. It's not looking like it's selling an absurd amount. We'll have to wait until Wednesday. That's definitely going to be a situation where the fact that it's abnormal is going to be very helpful for us. Alright, so let's move on to the next skin. Nocturnal Beast AK-47. Right, so has anyone sat here and asked, Mr. Diaz, are you going to turn this into a collection? Well, that guy loves to use caps lock and not, like, sitting there. Right, we're just planning to do this, but okay. So, while someone has actually asked, like a normal human being, he hasn't responded. I don't know what to expect with this, because number one, that does look cool. Look at it. Cool. That's a cool looking wolf right there. Aim down the sight. What do we see? It is a perfectly fine, useful red aim sight right there. Cool. Are we going to see this turn into a collection? And am I happy about that? What do you mean, Hedge? Because he's also the person behind the Neon Storage collection, and I kind of want to see some more Neon Storage deployable skins being produced. Right, anyway. Hey, I don't think it'd be too hard for the likes of Mr. Diaz to produce some very cool looking Nocturnal Beast skins. I wonder if it's always going to be a wolf. Is he going to do other animals as well? Where's my Nocturnal Beast squirrel? Yes. Give me a ferocious looking squirrel. But you could do like an owl or something, you know. Loads of cool looking things like that. Okay, anyway. So, that's selling okay. Currently, in that position, it's doing 9,600 subscribers. Do you know what? Let's go back to the past. Let's go look at this video again. How many sales did that Sweet Dreams have? Very similar. All right, interesting. So that means there's a very good chance that if we go back over to here, that's going to probably do 15 to 16,000 subscribers as well. Is that going to be okay for that? I don't know. Sweet Dreams, we will talk more about in a bit because, of course, we have a continuation there. And with that appearing, ooh, some interesting things have happened. But that right there, I would like to see more of it. But AKs in general, by default, what do we expect? Not good things. Why? Well, I did say it a little bit earlier. We talked about that AK. Yeah, most AKs, unfortunately, do go down by, around 50%. By default, AK-47 skins. They sell for $1.99, and it's very normal to see an AK go down to around $1. Not all of them, but it's kind of common. Like, there you go. That's selling for 88 cents. That's selling for just over $1. That ain't. That's all right. That, I think, is getting manipulated a little. Same with that one. That's gone down to just barely over $1. That one's doing a little bit better. That's fine. That's down to just barely over $1. You get the idea. Yeah, so the point made. By default, you would fully expect the likes of that to probably struggle. But hey, if we keep an eye on the workshop, we'll see what DS produces over the course of this weekend, and we'll see what potentially appears. Maybe it'll be Neon Vibes. Maybe. We'll see. So anyway, in regards to that, it's a waiting game, I'm afraid. But by default, not super optimistic. Maybe things will change. We shall see. So we'll have to move on from that, I'm afraid. Again, sorry if I sound like very sad about it, but it's just... Yeah, AKs just don't really tend to work out very well. But regardless, guys, regardless, out of all the skins that we've shown off so far today, don't matter. If you like the skin, by all means, buy it. Buy it, use it, enjoy it, support those skin creators, keep them nice and motivated, keep one about nice, put out nice and creative ideas in the future, alright? Support those skin creators. But we are looking at everything with a financial perspective. We are considering if we want to make an investment. Do I want to buy 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even 100? Who knows? But, yeah, it is different, so, yeah. Okay. Gold chains, leather gloves. So this is currently sitting here at 7,300 subscribers. That's not too bad. I was questioning where this was likely going to end up at, because we don't really have anything to, what's the word to say? Because we haven't really had any recent leather glove skins being accepted, there's nothing to really strongly compare to. Maybe fish gloves, but I don't have any things I can compare to where I had like 24 hours of sales and 48 hours of sales for that. But hey, let's go look at all of these based on subscriber counts so far. That right there is already in the top 10. Yeah, 2 days in, top 10. Because a lot of these skins were accepted years ago. There's been a big 3-year gap since the fish gloves were accepted, because ever since road sign gloves were added to the game were instantly skinnable, we only ever got road sign glove skins being accepted. So pretty much all of these skins have risen up in price ever so nicely because we just weren't getting any more of them. And yeah... Now that we've got this, what do we think of now? At the very least, I will sit here and say, I don't really expect this to be reaching up to around... Let's say, I don't think they'll be doing about 15k sales. I think this is going to probably only reach about 12k. Yeah, that's my current expectation. And the next question is, will we see more of the gold chains collection? Whilst we don't see continuations here, if I just go to the workshop, I can prove to you that, say, Chains and Demon, they have produced more. But they haven't been accepted. So we had the rug, we had the burlap head wrap, we had the skirt last week. Hey, maybe the skirt gets accepted. I wouldn't say no. But will they produce another thing over the course of this weekend and as a Monday? We'll have to wait and see, I'm afraid. New primitive skins being produced and accepted will lead to the likes of the other one, spike in price. And I will sit here and say this was dipping down to like negative 20% at one point. This got accepted. It's now gone back up to evens. That's nice. There was a lot of these that were bought, just to remind you, 27,000 subscribers almost. So there's quite a lot of them in circulation. But this looks like it's selling quite considerably a lot less. And if we do see more skins being accepted, all the better for it. If you need ideas, say Chains and Demon, do the exact same thing you've done here, but for a burlap shoe instead. You know, burlap boots, whatever they're called. Yes, I want gold rings on my toes. Do it. But yeah, doesn't matter. So as long as we see more, that's nice. But if we don't, I don't know. It's really conflicting. I don't really have a solid answer for that one. I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. So I think we're just going to have to wait until we do the abnormals on Wednesday. Yeah. It's awkward. Will we see more? Well, I'll be honest with you, we haven't really seen that many submissions yet. You've got to wait until at least, like, you've got to wait until, like, Sunday, but only around then you'll probably see, like, 20 submissions. On Monday, that's where the abundance of them get submitted. But, yeah, I was curious to see will other skin creators notice that got accepted, and will they be producing their own leather glove skins, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. So I'm just going to have to leave it, I'm afraid. Sorry if there's not, like, super clear answers to give you, but that's just the state of that. So let's move on to clan-based large box. Let's go over to here. Let's quickly go check the comments. Okay, no one really asked. You know what? I didn't really check here either. Did that get any comments for continuations? Not yet. Okay, cool. So, anyway, with the likes of this, I can confirm to you that Clanbase has had some other submissions in the past which aren't being shown there. So I'll just go to the workshop, show you Mr. Kazaro's workshop, and I can show that in the past we've had some other submissions such as a rug, a furnace, and a sheet metal door. Now, with the version 2 of his large box, I can confirm that he did make some changes. Initially, it did seem that with the garage door, he just copy-pasted the scenery that he had in the garage door that was accepted initially, which, of course, you can see over here. Cool. But he came back to this, he changed it. On the sides, you had like a garage section, garage section, sorry. Yeah, you can see that and whatnot. So he's adding some variety to all the other skins on the other deplorables, which is nice. We like that. That probably helped in getting that accepted. Will we see more skins? Because what did I just say earlier? We've been seeing a lot of collections getting 2 or 3 acceptances and then that's it, done. In fact, the only collection that's really kind of gotten anywhere so far this year is Shadowborn in regards to deplorables. So Shadowborn has had 5, and that's worked out ever so nicely for it. Now, the sheet metal door has gone down a fair bit, which is quite unfortunate, but point still remains, when you get more deplorables skins being accepted, they do work out very nicely with each other. But, yeah, will we actually see more? Will we actually see more? Will Kazaru produce more? Fully confident he will. He'll probably redo the ones they did in the past, so look out for a sheet metal door, a rug skin, and a furnace. Alright, that's fine. But, will they be accepted? That's the question. Yep. Now, total sales so far, well, bare minimum sales, 6,200. Will that probably end up at? Maybe about 10,000, 10 to 12,000 sales in total. Looking at all the other large wood box skins that we've had in the past. What do we see? Well, some of the recent ones, well, 2 of them have worked out alright. Like I said, Shadowborn, that was nice. With the likes of Blocky Cargo, just to kind of get the point across, that was another collection that kind of got somewhere, but it only had 3 acceptances. So if you go take a look at all the skins within that collection, you'll probably see that they're not doing super great. Let's go see. So that right now is only down by, what, like 15%, wasn't it? Here we go. Blocky. Yeah, down 24, down 12, and down 32. But we didn't see any of the other ones getting accepted. It's unfortunate, but it's down to Face Punch. They have to make the decision. They didn't accept them, so no continuation. Yep, awkward. So, yeah, we'll see if we do see more of that in the future. But that with what I've said there also applies to the likes of Kakloma. Pirate, the Pirate Deplorable batch, yeah, I think we had 2 or 3, if I can recall. But then it stopped, and then that went a bit awkward. But then again, with the Pirate collection, all the clothing and armour kind of went a bit awry with the likes of Legacy Kevlar appearing. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is, so as long as we see more deplorables being produced and accepted, blah, 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 you get the idea. I'm sure you understand that by now. But you can probably get, you know, the idea that there's a lot of collections compete with each other now, and that's been going on for like the past 2 or 3 months. Yes, so that's probably partly why we've seen so many deplorable collections only getting 2 or 3 acceptances and then suddenly stopping. So keep an eye on the workshop. Let's see what gets produced and let's see what competes with each other. So yeah, cool. Let's move on to Sweet Dreams Custom SMG. So with this Custom SMG being accepted, we saw the Sweet Dreams AK-47 just comfortably sitting there in the positive. So let's just go take a look at the likes of this. Now, when I looked at this last week, I thought with the anime AK-47 being given away as a Twitch drop, dropped by Emiru and Miskif, I thought that was probably going to really damper on the likes of the total sales this was going to get, and maybe it did. That would be questionable. But I looked at it and I thought, okay, this is a very brightly coloured, very colourful looking AK-47, and if we see many other skins being produced in a similar manner, you know, weapon-only collection potentially, which has happened, maybe that might be the weapon collection of the year that actually stays in the positive. Last year, with the likes of Redemption and Chameleon, which were very nice and shiny looking sets, initially, when we had only weapon skins, they worked out perfectly fine. They were in the positive. Eventually, they did go down, which is unfortunate. But what we have currently going on here, we have a collection brewing with the custom SMG here. That AK is actually doing very well. It's got the bars to keep the price up. It's looking healthy. And, well, that's a rare sight to see. Rarely do you ever see an AK-47 stay in a positive. Now we have to talk about the custom SMG. So, here's the custom SMG. Custom SMGs, ooh dear, yeah, most custom SMGs do not fare very well, skin to be precise. Why? Well, how often are you even using a custom SMG? And that probably gets the point across. So, gun demand is the issue. If people aren't actively wanting to use the weapon itself, what's likely going to happen? Unfortunately, where's the demand for the actual skins then? Where's the justification to own a skin if you don't use the weapon that much? Alright, understood. Vast majority of these are in the negative. That's not hard to notice. That's something we've brought out many times already so far this year. Nice to see Black Diamond's doing a little bit better. Cool, that's got like 9 listings, wow. But point still remains. I don't think the demand for that's going to be very strong. That's going to probably do about 9 to 10,000 subscribers. But with a sheer lack of sales, will that work out very nicely in the future if we keep seeing more of these Sweet Dreams weapon skins being produced and accepted? Because I can confirm to you, over the course of last week, we did see an L96 skin being produced. And this weekend, we'll probably see another one. Maybe a SAR. Maybe an MP5. Who knows? I don't know. But I've got to keep an eye on it. I've got to keep an eye on the workshop myself. And we'll see what happens next. If that does brew into a collection, maybe that custom SMG does work out quite alright. It's abnormal. I'd rather do my abnormal barders first on Wednesday night going to Thursday morning, and then look at it afterwards, then consider if I want to jump in and make a purchase. Because currently right now, it's a custom SMG. Cool. So let's move on to these two skins here. Right. So, if you have the time, please consider watching my Rust or Rotation video. Look at the description, scroll down, look at the chapters. Look at where I started to talk about these two. Because, yeah, it's been very questionable why these were picked compared to what could have been picked. Because based on what we see here, it's very simple. And I wasn't really sure people were going to be super eager to buy these, and based on the current sales, no. And that looks like it's only going to probably reach up to about 7,000 subscribers at best. But I did sit here and say this. It doesn't matter. So as long as we see continuations appear, everything should still work out quite alright, if they were to be accepted. What do you see right there? Yep. This was submitted just a little bit earlier, and yeah, here you go. Metal, hide, shirt and pants. Will it be accepted though? That's the question. Whilst it's been provided, will we see the collection continuations actually appear? Now, I will sit here and say this. Primitive collection clothing and armour, we've seen certain sets get progression, you know, we've seen collection continuations, and yes, we saw spikes in demand, spikes in price. So yes, with hide shirt and with hide pants, I would expect the likes of the bandana and the poncho to still spike in demand, spike in price, and with a lot less of these available in circulation, all the better for it to rise up in price. There will still be a spike in demand, spike in price. That's the point I'm trying to get across. I've seen lots of low demand, not very super popular collections still get continuations, and it's still spiked up in demand, spiked in price. It still happens, I know. So yeah, inevitably at some point potentially we're going to be able to turn into a metal man, which is going to be cool for a lot of people. Maybe people do turn around and start to like it, but at the current rate it's not selling that much. We have seen collection continuation being produced on the workshop. If we do see them being accepted in the future, because of course Face Punch decides, then hey, maybe it just works out fine for it. So yeah, you might actually want to look at that now and kind of take it into consideration. Both of those skins are abnormal, but I have to point this out. Bandana skins so far this year, look at the state of them, not exactly doing super good, are they? And then if you look at the poncho, pretty much the exact same thing. Had quite a lot of them being accepted over the past 2 years. Not every single one of them's doing alright. I'm actually quite surprised to see deep sea ponchos suddenly going up in price. What's caused that? It's not exactly the most green looking poncho. Something funny going on there. No, just looks a bit normal. Guess people think it's green camouflage, I guess. Shrug. Right, well, that's that then. So, with all of these skins, let's just roughly quickly go over the estimate in regards to what we expect for their total sales or total subscriber counts by next Thursday. I can't give you a definitive answer, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be around 40,000 subscribers. It'll very likely, most likely, go above 40,000 subscribers, and that should be more than enough to accept. This right here, this is going to probably reach, or just about reach, or just go under, I mean to say, 20,000 subscribers. Same with this, it's going to get close, but I'm thinking that one most likely will be falling short. Black Diamond Thompson, I think you're going to probably do around 15,000 subscribers, maybe a little bit more, we shall see. The AK here, I think that one probably will slow down. I think that's going to probably do 14 to 15,000 subscribers. I'd like to see more of it, but I also want to see more neon vibes. So we'll see. This right here, 10 to 12,000 sales is the expectation there. Clan-based large box, I thought that was going to probably do about 10. That's going to probably do about 10, 11,000. This right here, at best maybe 10,000. And these two right here, it's going to be around 7,000 subscribers. So if that sounds interesting to you, maybe I might want to make some moves, but smart choices, because pretty much with all of these skins being abnormal, except the Furnace, do the abnormal barders first. Look at the barder support afterwards, then make the consideration. Understood? Cool. Next thing I have to point out to you is, of course, I briefly mentioned it earlier and I'll mention it again now. Whilst the skin price is doing ever so nicely at the moment, please be aware. Autumn, fall, seasonal dip. September, October, November. We're getting closer and closer and closer. Yeah, Hedge, why can't you enjoy the summer? I will, but I have to still be wary of that, alright? That dreaded awful time. Player counts will drop. It's inevitable. This is a routine thing that happens every single year, alright? So the point I'm trying to get across is sell those skins whilst you can during the likes of these 2 months, whilst the prices are ever so nice, because of course that's happening right now. Whiteout skins example, they've been reaching brand new all-time high prices very recently. Sell while it's good. Wait until around October time, where inevitably pretty much all the skins will reach a new low point for the year. Buy in then, wait until around January time, sell them again, you're going to make some delicious looking profit. That's the expectation, right? But yeah. You've got to make sure that you keep an eye on all of the barders that you've done throughout the rest of these months, because once September hits, that's when everything starts to go awkward. It does, I'm sorry to say, but it's inevitable. So be prepared for such a thing. Make those sales whilst you can. Don't unload everything all in one go. Sell them in reasonable small batches. Ride the momentum. Don't try and stop it, all right? Don't list like 100 quantity, because you're only ruining your own potential profits. Cool. Right, so what did you allude to earlier, Hedge? Well, of course, with every brand new week, I've got to keep an eye out for all the newer skins that have been submitted. Oh, look, what's that? Fish tier 3? Well, who would have guessed? How many fish road sign pants did you buy? Right, anyway, so let's see if that's something nice on the horizon. But, of course, with the likes of keeping an eye out for all the new skin submissions, what have we noticed here? BELLUM Twitch event is going to take place between June 10 to the 17th. Alright, so that's just kind of a week from now. And of course, it's a Twitch event with Twitch drops. So we've got Recoil's bolt action rifle right here. Get a good look at that. It is the Spanish event, so everyone's going to be speaking Spanish. You know, that's some news for you, I guess. And of course, we've got Carola's Furnace right here. Very nice and draconic. Draconic. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, so very cool looking design right there. Sadist did a lovely job with that, so yeah, pretty cool, and it's going to be for free, yeah. All Twitch drops are free, you should know that by now, you just had Rust Kingdom, so yeah, more Twitch drops, more potential problems. Maybe you probably don't feel the need to buy a Furnace skin now, because you know that's on the horizon. And then, of course, we've got a rock. It's a rock. Zokas, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm very sorry. Zokas? Yeah, it's a rock. We've got a rock. It's a rock. It doesn't appear to glow in the dark, so yeah, just point that out. Cool. Yeah, that's it. 3 drops so far. Keep an eye on the workshop and you will inevitably see more, or maybe the actual people who got the skins are going to probably announce it on Twitter, if you can understand Spanish. Do you understand Spanish? No? Okay. Start learning. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Lots of nice things on the horizon. And with the next Rust Door next week, we have a lot of very interesting things being implemented. Yes, with June Force Wipe potential on the horizon, we'll be getting bikes added, the new Redtown Redux, the travelling vendor potentially, and lots of quality of life fixes, changes, blah, blah, blah. There's been changes to how bait works with fish traps and, of course, fishing poles and whatnot. Human meat is ever so delicious for fish now. And then you've got the likes of certain changes for planting seeds. That's a lot faster now. And, just lovely little things that have been added. I'm pretty sure you're going to look forward to a lot of the changes that will be implemented. And, you can pretty much use barricades in every single monument area. So as long as it's grassy, you can't put it on concrete, grassy only. And you can see your own teammates, what they're building and whatnot at that given time, so you know when to stand out of the way. So lots of very nice, interesting changes. Keep an eye on the commits, because there's going to probably be a lot more things snuck in just before Thursday next week. Yeah, and that's basically it. Stay optimistic, enjoy yourself, and best of luck with your investments. I have yapped for a good 45 minutes now, and I'm sure you enjoyed every single moment of it. And feel free to come join my streams on Monday. Yep, look in the description of this video. You will see links to all my socials, most notably my Twitch, because I will be grabbing all of the links that we see here being posted on micro522.com. Yes. We have all the W skin links for all the newer skin submissions. So you could just sit there and say, Hedge, I really want to see Fish Tier 3, for example. Could you take a look at that? And I'll just quickly load it in on a special server, and we can take a look at it. Simple as that. Yeah. Garage doors, Shima doors, weapons, you name it, whatever it is, I can bring it in. So that's fine. So yeah, cool. That's it. That's everything. Once again, thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And if you really want to, I uploaded a goofy little art contest that I did whilst we're waiting for the Rust Door rotation this past Thursday. So if you have a taste for the fine art of Rust, please consider watching this video, because it's very goofy and you can see how I deal with like 30 people trying to be very weird. My lovely viewers, yes. Right, so thank you very much once again. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.